walk out of my group.
Why? I like being in your group. It's so much fun.
No, okay, hold on. Let's get serious here for just a second.
Okay.
Seriously,
let's take this rare opportunity to have a conversation. What would you like to talk about, Josh?
I want this to be over with. Like, we are constantly arguing about petty shit. I want it to be done. I want it to be done.
You started it with the damage hacks. You have to admit you greatly exaggerated the combat log situation. You have to admit that. When you say you're sorry for day one accusing me of damage hacking and exaggerating the combat logging, I will be more than happy to bury the hatchet. I'm not going to say that I'm going to stop killing you, but I will stop enjoying killing you as much as I do right now. Is that fair enough?
Okay, well, hold on. Let me just explain my side of the story real quick.
I understand your side of the story. I completely understand your side of the story. You've already made it quite clear. And you feel that because I
have to understand that it's really, really weird.
Hold on. You feel that because I wasn't punished the first time.
Listening.
You feel that because I wasn't really punished by Sykes, that he actually exonerated me of the combat log. You feel that you were wronged in some way, and I understand that. Okay? You also feel that it's very strange that I did so much damage, but I've never hacked a game in my life, bro. That's just Arma for you. Arma is a buggy game, and you should know that by now. So, if I did some weird amount of damage, I don't know why I did that, but I'm certainly not hacking, and you have no right to accuse me of hacking. So if you want this thing to be squashed and there be a chance at peace, you need to apologize for constantly accusing me of damage hacking and for exaggerating shit, because you have to admit you were trying to get me banned from the server for no really good reason.
Well, that's not entirely true. Okay, see, here's the thing. The combat logging, right? George, back when this whole situation in Bologna occurred, George had told me over side chat that you had combat logged on him at least twice in the past 2 weeks.
He might have said that, but that wasn't true. He might have said that, and
okay, well, that's just what he told me.
If we need to have a discussion, the three of us, that's fine. I'm approaching you now. I do not have a weapon. So, if he said that, then that's something he needs to clear up, because I combat logged one time. And it was when I first started playing here. And I thought for sure I was sneaking up on them, and miraculously they knew exactly where I was coming from, and I felt like they were cheating, so I combat logged. So when I talked to Daryl about it the next day, I admitted to it. I said, yeah, I combat logged, and then I was made aware that it was actually seriously against server rules, and I haven't done so since.
Okay, I'm just gonna kill you, zombie. Okay. Alright. So, you admitted to the one combat log, right?
Yeah, and absolutely. I told Daryl that I combat logged.
Okay. Okay. Now, one more thing that I want to address, right? Remember that situation with Daryl in the battle zone, and you crashed into his MI-17, and then went behind the rock and logged?
Right. The one that I have video of.
Right. I feel, as many others do, that was a technical combat log. It wasn't a combat log by the game standards, because, as you have said, the game is very buggy. You had shot less than 30 seconds beforehand, so you shouldn't have been able to leave the game anyways, because you were still technically registered as in combat. That's how this game works. If you shoot within like 30 seconds or something or other, it won't let you leave the game, as I'm sure you're aware.
Right.
But the game let you do that. That's still technically combat logging, according to me and a lot of others.
Okay, but also, do you understand that that's not everybody? When I think of combat logging, I think of when you get the 30-second restriction to logging out because you're in combat, and then you bypass it by Alt F1. That, to me, is combat logging. So, at that time, when I first started playing this server, I don't know, as I should say, prior to the wipe, this server used to be very laggy, whenever I was in combat. So I used to have to quickly log out, then log back in, and it used to reset, I guess, whatever my video card was doing, or whatever was going on, and it used to clear up whatever frame rate drop I used to have. I did that because after I crashed into Daryl, I saw his shadow. He was still on top of the hill. So I would have been staring into the sun and also into smoke and fire, and it was really messing with my frame rates. Now, you may not see that in the video because prior to my recording now, I was actually recording under some default part of the program that makes the video better for upload. It makes it, I guess it compresses it in a weird way. It makes it not as good, but it makes it better for upload and streaming. I've since found where you can disable that, and I have, and my videos are now in 1080p. But getting back to that situation, my frame rate was really dropping. And one thing that pisses me off, if I get killed because of hardware issues, that seriously pisses me off. Now, I really wanted to kill Daryl. I knew he was in a fortified position.
That's understandable.
I knew he was in a fortified position up on the hill. I felt that I hadn't shot him in a while, so I ran behind the rocks to get cover, to refresh my FPS, so that I could charge the hill. It wasn't my intention to avoid combat with him. My intention was to refresh my FPS so that I could charge the hill. And because I fire from the hip and I don't actually aim like probably you guys do, I would have had an advantage or a slight advantage in that situation. And that was exactly, most people combat like to avoid a combat. I combat log to refresh my FPS so that when I went up that hill, I had at least some chance of reacting. If you notice, I almost never shoot at people until they shoot at me because I'm blind as fuck. So when I go into a combat situation, when people start shooting me, that's when I react. I turn around and I fire from the hip, which you guys saw the other night when I crashed the helicopter. But I think you were in the bush up on the hill. I didn't even know you were there until you started shooting at me. Then I turned around. I think Daryl was up on the hill. I started shooting at him. Then again,
Are you talking about when we were all at the base?
Yeah. When you guys went to that Humvee crash and it was nighttime, after you killed Zimmerman and we went to go get vengeance on you guys. I didn't know where any of you guys were. In fact, Sophie informed me that he was hiding in a bush. I never knew he was in that bush because I am blind as hell. I never knew he was in that bush because he never shot at me. You guys all shot at me first, and that's how I knew where you guys were. So when I logged out that time,
right,
it was honestly, I was not avoiding combat because he never even shot at me. Daryl never even shot at me. He ran. So I ran behind a rock to refresh my FPS so I could charge the hill because I'm brazen like that. And the only way I could have done that with my FPS having dropped so low from seeing the fire and the smoke of the crash was to refresh by logging out and logging back in as quickly as possible. So I wasn't trying to avoid combat. I was actually trying to give myself a fair chance at going up that hill. Besides the point, the server's owner, when I showed the video, exonerated me of it, and he said that thank you for showing proof that you did not combat log. So I don't know how any of us can make up any other rules when the server's owner is the one who should ultimately dictate what combat logging is and what combat logging isn't. Now, I understand that you guys might get pissed off at that, but you will almost never, and I'm not saying it's never going to happen because it might, you will never see me try to avoid combat. I will always run into combat because I'm a bandit. I love shooting people. I love getting into combat. I love the footage. I record all my games. I love the footage. If I don't win, it probably doesn't go in the video. If I do win, it probably goes in the video. So you'll never see me trying to avoid combat by combat logging. Most of the time, or at least back in the beginning, it hasn't happened since light, it was to refresh FPS. Now, these kids talking the other day, they actually killed me in the barracks right before server restart. And I was actually dead. I just logged out because I knew I was already at the 2-minute warning. By the time I logged back in, I would have lost all my gear anyway, so I just logged out. So when they came back in, I killed... About? The other day when I got the 24-hour ban and I was talking about Josh combat logging, they actually killed me in the barracks, but we were already at a 2-minute warning for the server logging out, so I logged out. And when I came back, I spawned on the coast. Now, I killed one of their friends. I think it was 2 or 3 guys in the group. I killed one of their friends, and that's when they started saying that I combat logged. And it was only after I talked to Daryl about about Debro combat logging. And then that's when they jumped in and they laughed and they said, oh, you're combat logging too. And I was like, what? What the hell are these guys even talking about? And, you know, of course, in my personal opinion, this may not be true. I think Daryl was a little pissed off because we wrecked the base, and he was kind of looking for a reason to punish me in some way. Now that might not be
Well, okay,
true.
No.
here's the thing with the base, though.
That might not be true.
Daryl, let me explain. And I can see where you're, kind of like confused, I guess, on that. As you know, the server got wiped. We did all of that in 2 days. We can't really get mad over something we did in 2 days.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
took 2 days
listen,
to
it is
build all of
super.
that to get both of the V3s.
It is super
wasn't very
easy.
difficult. We
It is
weren't
super
really
easy to
mad
get
about
here
that.
on
Exactly.
All right.
The thing is that we can't really get mad about something like that. What I do want to ask you, though, back a little while ago, it's a few days ago, me and Narukario were by the dam, right? And
Wait, what? Can you repeat that?
me and Narukario, you know Narukario.
Right. I posted videos, right? You know that's already on the forums, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, anyways, we were shooting at you, and
No, wait, hold on.
Right.
It wasn't me. It was one of you with a sniper rifle at very far distance. You missed, and I actually went into a tree and waited at least 30 seconds to log out. If you watch the video, you'll see that. In fact, it's in that thread. It's in that bed where I got banned for 24 hours. So
Okay,
someone took a pot shot at me.
from my perspective, or
I've
Go ahead, Daryl.
got
Go ahead,
something to say, and it's it's not whether either one of you have broke the rules or not. The thing informs Sykes is at his wit end with both of you, and it kind of
Wait.
back and forth kind
Wait.
of
I don't understand.
I don't understand this name. When you're
the stuff going in forums, like you guys going back and forth in forums. I know you guys are arguing your points on what's going on in forums, but Sykes is at his wit's end on the whole issue, and I don't care about anything gameplay, but I do care about the players. And look, I'm telling both of you right now that we've got to put a stop to it, because I don't want to see either one of you get banned.
right, that's what we're doing. That's what we're.
And I'm going to let him know that you guys talked this out, and I want to see it come to I want to see it come to an end, as far as you guys accusing anything or accusing me or anything like that, because I think just stuff has gotten out of hand, and we're just attacking each other, and just accusation, just thinking stuff is going on. But I don't want to see nobody get banned. I really don't.
Personally, I mean,
I've got my hands tied. I literally have a website that I have to go through to either kick or ban somebody. I can't unban them. I can't do nothing that a regular admin is supposed to do. It's like my powers are like a moderator's powers that are very primitive, and when it comes to abusing powers and stuff like that, it's just almost impossible, because Sykes doesn't trust anybody but himself. It's not that he doesn't care about the server. He does actually care about the server, but it's very primitive tools that I have to work with.
right? You
I
have the
don't
very
think he
basic
knows how to do it.
right, you have the very basic admin tool.
Yeah. So when it comes to having to take reports and find out, who's doing something wrong, I have to rely on the players somewhat to actually get stuff done. If you say if you say that you wasn't, combat logging when those two players reported you, I have no ends with them. I have no personal connection or anything. I've never played with them. But I just, I was trying to take them for their word, if they were wrong, I'm sorry. But my hands are tied that, I'm trying to do the best with what I've got.
Okay. Can I speak for a moment?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have the floor.
Alright, well, like I said, those guys actually killed me. It was a 2-minute warning, so I logged out to restart in Balota. Because I like going to Balota because there's rare industrial stuff that spawns there in the crates. Now, that's already over, that's in the past, whatever. As far as you and I are concerned, Daryl, I do not believe that I was ever at three strikes because I was exonerated. I was exonerated by Sykes, who clearly said in the post, "Thank you for showing me proof that you did not combat log." And it was a similar situation the second time, where I was actually able to log out. Definitely same situation when I guess Mercurio was camping my base and took a shot at me. I ran up in a tree and I literally waited 30 seconds so he had to either kill me or rush me or at least present himself so I could shoot back at him. I literally waited, and you can see that in the video. So, as far as I'm concerned, I should technically have no strikes because there's no real wrongdoing here if Sykes himself said that I did not combat log. Now, I can swear to you, and Sophie will attest to this, that I've never ever lied about anything. As far as he knows in this game, I have simply no reason to lie. I do not run from combat. I enjoy fighting you guys. If I can one-up you guys with a pistol like I just did to Josh, I don't care about that.
You mic cut out.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's getting into the combat because most of the time I'm building fences and gathering resources. And combat is really what wakes me up at the time when I'm stupid. So that's out of the way. Now, next thing is, you guys have to admit that since the first day that I got here, and Josh, I'm going to kind of put the spotlight on you here. Josh has multiple times accused me of damage hacking. Now, I take great pride in my games. I have a lot of martial pride when it comes to games. I've been gaming since 1999 playing FPS. I've never ever hacked. I've never cheated. And as far as I know, I've never exploited except for this whole helicopter crash thing, just because it's really funny. Now, that being said, it's really insulting to me, and the only way I had to combat that is to seek him out and kill him more because, let's be honest, I like when people whine when I kill them. It makes it more exciting. So, that being said, I never really seek you guys out as far as going above and beyond, like camping or you know, you'll almost never see me camp a battle zone. That's more Zimmerman and what's his name, Trayvon's thing to do. I'm more reactive. I like going into combat. I like finding, as soon as I find a target, like I see red and I turn into a bull. I charge and ram. If you guys can admit that you've been kind of, and not really you, Daryl, I'm talking mostly with Josh here. Josh, if you can admit that you've been making false claims about me, and you've been claiming this whole damage hack thing about me, and you know what? I won't even expect you to apologize for the exaggerations for the combat logging, because if Zimmerman really did say that I combat logged on him twice, then that's his wrongdoing, because that never happened, and that's something that next time he's on, we'll clear up together. But if you could apologize for the whole damage hack thing, and I will, at this point, bury the hatchet, and we'll be all cool. I have no need to go on the forum. The only reason I go on the forum is when I feel like someone is, you know, I have a very weird moral compass. Like it's very straight, and I believe in truth and justice. So when I think that people are being misleading or intentionally trying to trump up a situation to make it harsh on someone, I will defend that. I'm kind of like a lawyer in that opinion. So if you just want to apologize for the whole damage hack thing, I got no reason to, you know, peace to me is boring. Like, I don't really want peace. I thrive on strife. So the more you guys fight me, and the more you guys accusate me, and the more you guys fuck with me, the more I'm going to want to fuck with you. So if you're peaceful, then I would have no reason to fuck with you. Like
Okay,
Sophie here.
well,
Like hold on one second.
You know,
Sophie here. Sophie, to my knowledge, has almost never, there's been once or twice where he's killed me and I'm not even really pissed off about it. But Sophie has never, ever, ever been nothing but nice to me, and I never killed this kid. Sophie, have I ever intentionally killed you? Have I ever gone out of my way to troll you? Okay, I killed you maybe when I didn't know it was you, but have I ever actually sought you out to kill you and punch you and Have I ever insulted you or tried to defame you in any way? Have I ever bullshitted you, tried to lie to you, tried to get you to do stupid things so that you would get, killed or whatever reason, or trying to move you in any way? Okay. So, I mean, basically, you guys initiated this with me, so I go out of my way because I like hearing it, to be honest with you. So if you guys just bury the hatchet, we'll have peace. I got no reason to go out of my way to kill you guys. I got tons of gear. I got my house to work on to build.
I got my.
And it's
Now, hang on. I didn't say anything about you having a damage hack. Me and Josie actually tested out the fact whether damage
We
hack
did test
is going
some of the situations, like was that one time when you mowed down a few of our buddies at some mission and they were in a Euro or something or other.
behind the Euro.
We tested that, and that the damage was correct on it. But it's just a few of the things that I guess it could just be RMI. Whatever the case is, I don't really care anymore. It's fast and fast. If you're not hacking, then you're not hacking. I'm not gonna hold a grudge to you for that. I'm right. And, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I hack a ton of games. That's just what I do. I'm one of the first people in the world to exploit GTA 5 script engine on the Xbox 360. I'm kind of known for doing that. But I don't hack this game. And so I can't really get mad at you for that, even if you were doing it, which I'm not saying that you are.
I'm not.
But, I'm not saying that you are. You got to understand that it's just weird for me, at least, coming from the things that that I've done, to see damage like on that proportion coming from what seems to be a legitimate player. And if you're legitimate and you're not hacking, that's totally fine and dandy. And I will definitely apologize for accusing you of doing some of the things that I've done, not on this game, but on other games. Then yes, I do apologize for that.
Okay.
But just understand that it's, from my perspective, it's really odd, I'll say. So
you have reason to suspect because you have experience with this stuff and you've seen the types of things on a regular basis, having in-depth knowledge. But I can assure you, I think you said once you worked for IBM or something like that, you do coding and all this other stuff?
Oh no, I'm 16 years old. I've been reverse engineering the Xbox 360 for 5 years. That's all I've ever done, really.
Oh, well dude, I have no knowledge of any of that stuff, honestly.
Okay, then that's perfectly fine. Just like I said, coming from where I'm coming from, it's really, really, really rare to ever see something like that come from a legitimate player and happen on such a frequent basis. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, I have no...
But yes, I do apologize for accusing you.
Okay, cool. So as far as I'm concerned, this is squash, and I really have no reason to go on the forums if you guys aren't trying to make me out to be a criminal. So as far as I'm concerned, that's squash too.
I'm saying this right now, and I'm not saying this as an admin. I'm saying this as somebody that's looking out for the players. I don't want neither one of you to post anything on forums for a while, because I don't want either one to get banned. I'm going to go to Sykes myself and tell him that it was talked out and settled. And
I've actually been recording this whole thing, and I was hoping to send this to Sykes to just reassure him that this whole thing has been actually squashed and that we're all settled now, and we're hopefully from this point forward not going to be having fights between us and everything like that. But if you don't want me to do that, that's perfect.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying that he don't know. He's not on, so he's got to go by what he sees in forums and what I say.
Well, yeah, no, I know. That's why I've been reporting this.
And I'm kind of like stuck in the middle because unlike what you may think that I might be abusing my admin abilities or whatever, unlike you may think, you know, I think I, you know, need an apology for that because I definitely don't, you know, I look out for the interest of everybody on the server. And that's how I got this position is because, you know, I'm honest. You know, if you know, I'll run with Clutch, yeah, sure, that's fine. But as far as him breaking the rule, you know, I've got to go to Sykes just like I have to go to Sykes if somebody else breaks a rule or like Trump breaks a rule. And that's how I am, you know. Like DDoSing, he brought it up to me and I was like, yeah, Clutch said something about DDoSing. And I don't think he was serious. I think he was just the heat of the moment. And I think he was just, you know, speaking out and saying some stupid shit at the time. But, you know, it is what it is. And I was like, whatever you decide is what goes, you know. And he said what he believed what I was saying. And I was like, well, you know, I don't think Trump is really meaning to do anything bad neither as far as, you know, combat logging or anything like that. But I don't know. I'm stuck in the middle. I just don't know. And, you know, if you say, I believe it, you know. You got no reason to actually, just because my base has gotten blown up or because you killed us, there's no reason for me to think that you know, you're intending to break the rules on the server.
Oh, but I killed you in sexy ways. Sexy ways.
But as far as being admin abusing, you know, there's very limited powers that I even have.
Well,
I can't even do God mode or nothing like that. So, and
what he's saying is he doesn't have any game that he can always like kick man, you know, stuff like that.
I want to make this very clear.
He can teleport.
I want to make this. No, I can't teleport. I want to make this very clear.
Yeah, he did. You teleported me once.
Yeah, I've got a site that gives me a list of cities for each player and to teleport, and it halfway works. I tried to teleport somebody the other day. I tried to teleport myself the other day just to test it out, and it didn't work on me. So it halfway works. So it's very primitive. I mean, if you saw this site, you'd be like, wow, really? Is that what he's working with? Like, I've got 13 players online right now. I can look at probably half of them. So when you see me not ban somebody right off the bat or kick somebody right off the bat, it's because I'm waiting for that player to come up. And it really sucks. And I've talked to Sykes about it, you know, that I need a little bit more to, you know, so I can actually, if somebody accidentally gets banned for something wrong, I can unban them or something. But I want to tell you how I operate as a player. I'm going to give something away, and you may see me run away, but what I'm doing is I'll run away and hide, and I don't run very far. I'll hide behind a bush, which you probably noticed that, you know, when the airplane crashed, and I ran off to the side and I hid behind a bush and waited for you. That's how I am. I play cat and mouse. That's my game. I run off and try to get somebody to follow me, and then I hide behind something and try to kill somebody. That's how I play. But as far as admin abusing, I really think you should think about that and
I stopped
take that back a little bit.
I stopped.
Sykes told me that you don't have any of those powers. My main problem with you is I felt that you were shelving him by one, not addressing the fact that he was constantly bringing me a damage at you. That was my biggest problem with you. But as far as I'm concerned, that's squad. So I mean, there's really no
I did address that. Yeah.
I mean, if you feel
All right, guys. I'm glad we had this conversation.
But as far as I'm concerned, it's squads. There's no reason for me to inform if I don't feel like I'm being made out to be.
I feel like I'm being made out.
Oh, so. All right, guys.
Okay, we're done. We're cool. Everybody's
as far
settled.
as I'm concerned, we're done. Doesn't mean I'm not going to kill you guys, but as far as the
Right.
being passionate about it, I guess that'll stop. And I'll do my best not to be a dick, but sometimes it's just in my nature.
Yeah, we can't stalk each other's
That's
game.
fine.
Well, I guess that's about it.
All right, guys.
We give you a ride somewhere. Okay, that's okay.